This was such an interesting premise for a film. Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage. I have reviewed more than 350 Indian movies until now, including more than 100 Hindi ones. And today I want to talk about the 2013 drama Ankhon Dekhi. It was written and directed by Rajat Kapoor, who also plays a supporting role. So far I only knew him from his role in Mira Nai's Monsoon Wedding. Ankhon Dekhi is what I would call a typical independent or parallel cinema slice of life story, but with a very special and thought-provoking tweak to the story. At its center is the middle-aged family man Rajesh, played by Sanjay Mishra, who decides to turn his life around. The decision arises after a somewhat random incident. His grown-up daughter is seeing someone who apparently has a bad reputation, which leads to a quarrel in the family and Rajesh's brother Rishi, played by Rajat Kapoor, almost beating up the boy, without any evidence and under probably false assumptions. And to quote a short synopsis from IMDb, after a distressing incident, a Delhi man vows to believe only what he can see, but his new ideals soon take his life in extreme directions. The title Ankhon Dekhi can be translated as Through My Own Eyes, and that's exactly the ideology Rajesh is following from then on, which honestly is a pretty great idea for a setup for a story. He soon quits his job as a travel agent because he doesn't want to book tickets for places he has never seen himself. And much to my own satisfaction, he also immediately stops praying to some god and treats small sweets just as sweets and not some kind of divine offering. Rajat Kapoor's film is a grounded drama with a noticeable touch of humor, a satirical note and a philosophical angle. It's a charming and chill film and its special premise guides the story, but the movie is also not completely exploring it to the fullest. And I'm not sure if that's really a positive or negative. The narrative becomes a little bit erratic, though it's not really disjointed, and I actually like that the movie has a runtime under 2 hours. And it's certainly interesting and discussion worthy how Rajesh's life and the lives of the people around him change, which is also where some of the satirical elements come to the foreground, like him gathering a following. I like how the film is treating Rajesh's new outlook on life as something interesting, but also not as something that hasn't clear flaws. Our protagonist is a thoughtful person, but also a simple man, and Sanjay Mishra does a really fine job bringing him to life. In general, this is a film with wonderfully natural performances and the whole ensemble is great. My favorite though is definitely Seema Bhargava as the mother. I've just seen her recently in Badai, where she's also great. She's playing the nagging wife and mother, but because her struggle is also very understandable and because Seema Bhargava plays her with a lot of charm, it's really fun. Also because the movie is able to let her be a real human being, but also using the inherent comedy to its advantage. There's also some genuine family drama to be found in Ankhon Dekhi with a sweet brother relationship at the heart. I only wished it would have been fleshed out just a tiny little bit more. But on top of the interesting story idea, the chill treatment of it and a nice ensemble, we also get a pretty good soundtrack that was composed by Sagar Desai with lyrics by Varun Grover. So, in German I'd say, Ankhon Dekhi hat eine wirklich interessante Idee für seinen Protagonisten, aus der Film zwar durchaus noch etwas mehr hätte machen können, aber die gelungene Präsentation und tollen Schauspieler machen ihn in jedem Fall sehenswert. I give Ankhon Dekhi 7 out of 10. It's more like 7.3, but I don't do that. Alright, that's it. Like always, comment below and let me know what you think about Ankhon Dekhi. And also, what is your favorite film by or with Rajat Kapoor? You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd and also on Patreon, simply at the Jimmy Cage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.